Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video we're going to be bleaching these grown out hot ass roots. It's finally time. I have not bleached them since November, so it's been quite a while. I'm excited to have fully platinum hair again today. So for my lightener, I am using Schwarzkopf Blonde Me. I went ahead and purchased some more. I've been out of this for a long time. I can't even tell you the last time I used this. I love it so much. It's my favorite lightener I've ever found. I'll leave a link to this in the description down below in case you guys want to try it for yourselves. I highly recommend. It already has like bond enforcing in it, so you don't need to add Olaplex or anything into the mix if you don't want to. It already has it built into the lightener, so I'm just using 20 volume developer. Because my roots are already brassy because they got lifted when I did a color remover, they should lift really quickly today. Normally, I would have to leave the lightener on a little bit longer, but because they're already lifted, they should lift like this. I went ahead and mixed up lightener, and I mixed up a whole entire bowl worth because I have a lot of regrowth up there. And just for the sake of it, I did add in one of these Ion Color Brilliance Absolute Perfection Booster Step 1. It's like similar to Olaplex. You can get this at Sally Beauty. I'll also leave a link to this down below. If you can't get your hands on Olaplex, this is a great dupe for it, and it's super cheap. I think it's like $1 for this little vial. So I just put that in the bleach just for added protection and reassurance. And if you cannot tell, my hair is super, super, super oily. I soaked it last night in oils and bond repairing treatments. I literally used 2 different oils and 2 different bond repairing treatments, and I completely saturated my hair, braided it, and left it in overnight, just so that way if I do have any overlapping on my ends, hopefully the stuff that's on there will protect it a little bit more. So yeah, my hair is super, super greasy right now. I just want to protect my scalp and my ends if I can. I haven't bleached my roots in so long, I feel like I forget how to do this, and I'm a little worried about it. I'm also going to be giving you guys like a little life update on things while I bleach my roots, because a lot of you guys have been asking about the moving situation and all that stuff, and you guys want to see more about it. So I'm just going to give you a little rundown on what's been going on with my life. All right, so I'm going to start in the back of my head. I'm going to save these 2 for last. So I did put a mirror behind me so I can kind of see what's going on back there. I'm also going to dim the lights because the light and the reflection of the mirror, it's really hard for me to see what's going on back here. And because I haven't bleached my roots in so long, I really want to pay attention to like where I'm applying it and make sure I'm not overlapping a bunch. Just going to take the lightener. So first thing, obviously you guys can tell my hair is different than the last time you saw me. So basically, all I did was use dandruff shampoo and wash my hair like 3 or 4 times, and this is what it faded to. It faded like right back to the exact same color it was before I ever put any of those Shrine toning drops on it. It did work temporarily to cancel out the blue, but then once it faded, the blue is still here. As you guys can see, it is still blue and green and yellow, and the top is now like platinum. Didn't work like I thought it would. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. It's gotta go though. Blue is just one of those colors. If you've had blue in your hair and you try to get it out, you guys know it is impossible to get out of the hair, and it just clings on there for life. So I'm probably gonna use some type of bleach-based color remover to get the rest of this blue and green out, because unfortunately, when it comes to blue and green and turquoise, there's not really many other methods that work well at getting out those stubborn colors. So yeah, probably just gonna use a bleach-based color remover on the lower half of my hair to completely get rid of that blue. It's also a little bit more of a trickier situation because this color I put in my hair isn't actually blue. I put purple in my hair and then the color remover made it blue, so I didn't actually put blue in my hair. So we'll see if a color remover works at taking out the rest of this blue, even though it's not blue, it was originally purple. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping today that bleaching my roots will help get out some of that leftover color, because it's been so long since I bleached them and they're so grown out. I have to drag down the bleach pretty far to cover my roots, so I'm just hoping that maybe when I rinse it out, it'll like run through my ends and get the rest of this blue out. I think I'm just gonna focus on doing the back, and I'll be right back to do the front with you guys, or like this top area, because it takes a lot of concentration for me to do the back, and it's hard for me to talk and look and do what I'm doing. So I'll be right back when we're ready to do like this top section. All right, we are back. We're ready for the front 2 sections. That was really hard to do, by the way, the back of my hair. I have not bleached my hair or dyed my hair like multiple colors, so this shit's getting difficult for me, you guys. It's really getting harder and harder. And my arms are a little bit on fire, but that's okay. We're gonna work through the fucking pain. Okay, so basically when we moved where we were moving to, Our plan was to get a short-term lease. So we signed a lease for 4 months, and during that time, my plan was to house hunt. And the apartment that I decided to live at was like a nicer apartment. I just wanted to make sure that I was living in a nicer area because I was moving to a state and a city I've never lived in. So I just wanted to make sure that like I felt safe when moving to like a new place, you know? So basically I chose an apartment that was nicer to live at for the short-term lease, and we were gonna house hunt while we were living there, and hopefully during that 4 months we would find a house, we'd move out, we'd buy a house, and we'd be good to go. Well, that didn't happen. We could have bought a house, but we quickly realized that it was not a good idea. If you or your family is looking for a house right now, or even an apartment, or literally anything that has to do with housing, it is insane. Like, I don't even know how people live. I'm not even joking. I literally have no idea how people live and survive, especially single people. I feel like it's like impossible to do without some sort of help. So we decided that it would not be a good time to buy a house. So we just waited out our 4 months lease there, and it was very expensive. So we didn't want to like sign a year lease there, and we also didn't want to be in an apartment. So we decided to get a different apartment and sign another short-term lease for 3 months to give us 3 months to find like a house or a condo or something else to rent that wasn't an apartment complex, you know, but was still renting. So that's what we did. After our 4 months lease was up there, we decided to move to a cheaper apartment. So now we are living in a little bit more affordable of a place. We signed a short-term lease. Our lease here is up April 1st, 5th, somewhere around there. So basically we're living here in this apartment until our lease is up, and we did find a condo. So we found a condo we really, really love. We're really excited to move into, and we're moving into that once our short-term lease here ends. So we're going to be at that place for a couple years. We signed a 2-year lease at that condo, so we're going to be there at least 2 years. And our plan is to just save up a lot of money while we're living in the condo, and then when we're done living in the condo, we'll reassess the housing situation and see what interest rates are and just see what the availability is like. And just, you know, if the housing market is good in 2 years, then we will probably buy a house. But if it's still the same as it is now, then we will probably continue renting that condo until we have enough money saved and until the housing market switches. Because right now, it's insane. The interest rates are the highest they have been in 20 years. It's an absolute awful time to buy a house. And when we started looking, it was almost impossible to even go look at a house because literally houses were flying off the market when we had moved. So yeah, houses were on the market like 1 week. And especially because like I'm not trying to buy a super expensive house. I want to live in a very affordable house and be able to save up a bunch of money for retirement and stuff. Like I'm not trying to live paycheck to paycheck, you know what I mean? So I want like an affordable family house, just like, you know, a regular middle class house. That's all I'm asking for. And those houses specifically fly off the market so much faster because I think that's like what everybody's looking for. Everybody's looking for something that's a little bit more affordable, and everyone's just looking for the same thing. We're all looking for like, you know, 2 to 3 bedroom, 1.5 to 2 bath house. I feel like that's a lot of families out there are looking for the same thing. Nobody wants to spend a bunch of money because nobody has money to be spending. And the higher the home you purchase, the more money you have to put down. It's just a shit show right now, and the cost of everything is so expensive. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I was pretty sad for a while about it, like about things just not like working out the way I had anticipated, but I am like super, super happy now, and I'm really, really glad with how everything turned out, and I'm glad everything happened the way it did, and I wouldn't have changed anything. Like I learned a lot from the experience and everything. So yeah, I'm overall in a happy place right now. We get to move into our new place in just a couple of weeks, and I'm thinking about doing like some house tours or something like that. But if I do that, I'm not gonna make it public for everyone. I'll probably do like a members only thing and pay like $5 or something to see more personal things of my life, because I do like sharing vlogs, everyday life things, but I don't like sharing that to every single person on the internet. And I don't feel safe sharing that to every single person on the internet. And so if I do decide to do like vlogs, house remodel things like that, I will probably do like a membership on my YouTube channel where you just pay like $5 and you can literally pay $5, watch all of the vlogs, and then cancel. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to keep it if you just want to like pay the one-time fee or whatever. I'm not for sure that's what I'm doing, but that's what I've been thinking about because I actually do like making vlogs and doing like daily life content. But the problem is I just don't feel safe enough to put it on the internet for every single person to see at leisure. Like literally anybody can find my YouTube channel and watch it. So I would like it to be a little bit more private and a little bit more dedicated to people who actually like me. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where I'm at now. I wish I could control that and just be able to share those intimate parts of my life with some of you guys who actually care and aren't just like hate watching or something. You guys know what I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah, that's the idea I'm tossing around right now. I still haven't decided yet. I don't know if that's gonna happen. If it does, it'll probably be sometime this year or maybe next year. I want to get like a good stockpile of vlogs ready so that way I know I'm able to keep up with that commitment. So basically, I would be doing the 2 videos a week that I do now, and then on top of that, I'm gonna be adding in a vlog for members only. So that's like my plan, but it's honestly just a thought right now. I have not put anything into action yet, and I'm just thinking about it. So the past like 6 months or so, I have not had a filming studio. Like in the house I lived in for the past 3.5 years, I had my own room. It was my own filming room. It had all of my hair stuff in it. I had all my lights set up. I could just go in there, film, and walk out. And right now, and for the past like months since I've moved, it's been so much more complicated than that. I've had to tear down everything, set everything back up, so it makes filming a lot harder and a lot less enjoyable. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's been not as fun because I'm not able to just like go to work. I have to like work in order to work. I have to like set everything up, plug in all the lights, like get TV trays. Like, I'm literally working off of TV trays, and I have been for months. So I'm excited. Come April, I'm gonna have my own filming studio area again, and I'll have my own place where I can just go work and then come out. I could just go in there, flip the switch, and start filming. Like, so much easier. I really feel like I took that for granted when I lived at that house, and now I cannot wait to be able to have my own filming studio again. Another little thing I've been thinking about is I've been thinking about getting a job. Like, this is my job, but I've been thinking about getting a job out in the real world, as people would call it, because I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna give it my best shot. I'm gonna give it all I have this next year. And if things don't improve, I'm probably gonna wind up getting a job somewhere because I'm just like I'm making half of what I used to make at YouTube. And to be quite honest, it's almost not enough to live off of. So yeah, I'm thinking about getting a job somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know what I would do. Honestly, it's up in the air, but I might start looking and like trying to find something that I would enjoy. I also just think it would be good for me to get out and socialize because right now I have zero social interaction. And when I say I have zero social interaction, I literally mean that with every fiber of my being. I am home by myself all the time. I talk to my cats and my husband when he's home, and then my husband leaves for work, and I'm here by myself again. And I know for like people watching, it doesn't seem like I'm home because I am talking to you guys, but you guys aren't here with me, unfortunately. I wish we could just have like a little party every time I film. Like, everybody could come over to my house and we could actually hang out, and I could like do your hair and you could like watch me do my hair, and we could hang out and we could talk. And I wish that was the case because I would enjoy it a lot more if I had actual people to talk to. But in reality, I'm here alone by myself. So it's pretty lonesome, and my husband is kind of a loner. Like, he doesn't really need human interaction and he doesn't need friends. And I'm the complete opposite. Like, I need social interaction. I need to talk to people. I need to socialize, and I need to feel that human connection. So it hits me a lot harder than it hits him. Like, he could stay at home and work from home and it would be fine, but I need more of some human contact. So yeah, we'll see where that takes me. I don't know. We'll see. If things don't improve, then that's probably what I'll do. And if I do get a job, then I will have to slow down my posting. I honestly have no idea how often I'd be able to post if I'm getting a full-time job. So we'll just have to wait and see if I do get a job and see how that works out, because if I'm busy working full-time, there's no possible way that I would be able to upload twice a week. There's just no way. That right now is a full-time job for me, so I would not be able to do that on top of working like a full 40-hour week. The good news is I feel like everybody's hiring right now, so it would be very, very easy for me to get a job. I could get a job like probably in a week or less. So at least I have that option, you know? If my income doesn't start getting better, then I will probably do that. I just feel like so much has been going on that I haven't told you guys. I've basically been suffering in silence, but it's okay. It's kind of insane because my mental health is like peak it's ever been. Like, I'm the happiest in my life. Everything in my life is looking up. Like, I got a condo I'm moving into. I furnished it. It's like my style. I finally am able to live in a space that's going to have my style. I've had so much fun furnishing and like buying things. So we got a storage unit and I've been buying things according to the rooms and like furnishing everything in my mind and like writing everything out. So I have a storage unit full of things that I bought to furnish the condo. They're things that I'm going to keep for the rest of my life, you know? So I'm just really excited to be able to have items in my home that is my style. I can't even describe to you the happiness that brings to be able to see what I feel on the inside portrayed in my living space. For the past, actually all my life, I haven't been able to really do that. All my decor and stuff that I had at my house before was bought at Goodwill, or it was thrifted, or it was just like stuff that I bought because it's all I could afford. I was super, super poor back in the day and I just couldn't afford a lot of things. So I was super tight with money, and anything I could find that was cheap, I would buy just for functionality. And now that I've saved my money the past 3 years, I'm finally able to furnish a space according to my style and not just what I can afford. I'm really excited to have all these items that I'm gonna have for the rest of my life, you know? All my decor I purchased, my couch, my bed, everything is now mine, and I can keep it for the rest of my life, and I never have to worry about living in a space that doesn't feel like me. It's gonna feel like my home for like the first time ever, and I'm really excited about it, and I really would like to show you guys, you know, what my house looks like. I want you guys to see my style, my representation of what I like. And I think a lot of you guys would actually be kind of surprised at like my style and decor choices and stuff. I am super happy right now, like happiest I've ever been. And being in that place is kind of scary because you're kind of just waiting for the shoe to fall, and you're kind of just like, when am I going to be unhappy again? But as far as my life goes, I am just so happy and so thankful and so content in my life. So the last thing I want to tell you guys is one of my kitties just recently got diagnosed with something, and it's a full-time job taking care of her now. Before, it was a very easy life with cats, and now it is a full-time job. It's more like having a dog than having a cat, which I did not sign up for, but that's okay. We're making it work. So I've been going to the vet a few times a month, which is super expensive. And because I didn't have pet insurance before I found out her diagnosis, now I can't get pet insurance to cover that specific thing because it's now a like pre-known medical condition. So yeah, I'm kind of screwed. It's costing me a lot of money to get her blood work all the time, and if she's gonna have to be medicated, we're not sure yet. We're kind of figuring that out right now, if she needs medication, and if she does need medication, what kind of medication and how often. That's a recent thing that just actually happened like end of February. So that's a new thing that I'm getting used to and having to deal with. Hopefully she'll be okay and everything works out and she won't need to be medicated, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. As you guys can see, my hair is turning very quickly. I don't think I'm gonna have to leave this on for very long at all. I definitely have to go over the back and double check everything because, oof, like I said, it was rough applying the bleach to the back of my head. Not necessarily this quadrant, but like this corner over here. Yeah, that was rough because how bad the lighting is here and how bad the mirrors are set up. Like I just can't see anything. So I was kind of winging it a little bit, which is not the best thing to do when applying bleach. But I'm just trying to do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get it on. I'm probably gonna go in the bathroom and cross-check everything, make sure I have everything coated. I mixed up literally the perfect amount of lightener. Wow, couldn't have done better myself if I tried. I'm gonna let this sit 30 minutes max, but I'm gonna check it every 10 minutes. I shouldn't have to leave it on very long because it was already so light before we applied the bleach. So I'm just gonna let this sit, and then I'm going to wash my hair, and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished results. And hopefully it takes out some of this green, because I'm feeling like St. Patrick's Day. I'm feeling like, look at the Irish right now, okay? All right, I am back. I actually did have to leave it on like 30 minutes from the time I stopped applying it. So I left it on longer than I thought, and honestly, I think I should have left it on even longer. Up here still has a pretty yellow hue to it. So I feel like I should have left it on like 10 to 15 minutes longer, but I left it on a pretty good amount of time. I definitely thought I was going to be done by then, but when you're using like blue bleach, it's kind of hard to tell how much the hair is lifted. Also, underneath here, it's not any different. It's still blue under here. Now, the areas where the bleach touched did remove the color and make it lighter. Like underneath here, you can see a lot of blonde peeking through now. But I'm just worried. I don't know what to do. I should think about it. But yeah, I actually had quite a bit of hair come out. That's because I couldn't see the back of my head very well. So I was just kind of freeballing it and like applying it wherever I could. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. There's just so much blue still left under here. And I know that that blue is never going to go away unless I move forward with using like a bleach-based color remover. But I mean, underneath here, it's giving me hope. The areas where the bleach overlapped that blue, all of this right here is blonde, and then we just have blue on the ends. So maybe a color remover will work, I don't know. Overall, it's super light and it lifted pretty evenly. The back is lighter than the front two quadrants because I did these two last. I'll spin around and like show you what the back looks like. I'm sure the back's a lot lighter than the front. There you go. I'm sure it's a lot lighter and a lot more even. At least I didn't miss any patches of hair. You know, that would not have been good. When you wait so long to bleach your hair keratinizes and it's a lot harder to lift. So it would probably be more beneficial for me to bleach my roots every like 2 months than it would be for me to bleach my roots every like 4 to 6 months, because it's just a lot harder of a process. I mean, this is how they lifted, and can you imagine if I didn't have my roots already pre-lifted? Imagine if it was just like my natural color. It would have been so much harder to lift. I think I might have to start doing bleach retouches more often, or just like wait and do it like once a year and go to a salon and have them do it for me. I don't know. I gotta think about it and decide. Either way, that is all for today's video. I will leave a link to all the products I used in the description down below in case you want to try them for yourself. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. The link to that is in the description down below. I post way more of my everyday life on there. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.